Thanks for joining me again for another working from home short Pilates workout. Today I'm going to be using the cans. Very, very versatile, these things. So beans, soup, coconut milk, whatever you've got. If you don't have any, don't stress about it. You can pretend you have them. You don't need them to physically do the exercises. So let's get started. Make sure that your cans are close by so you can grab them. We're going to start lying down today. This is so nice. And then once you're lying down, you're going to take one can and put it between your legs so you can give it a little squeeze. So legs should be hip bone distance apart. You're in a neutral pelvis. Your arms are resting at your side. I'm going to get you to turn your palms up to the ceiling. Just to allow your shoulders to widen. If they feel really kind of still rounded up and crunched up, bring them as wide as you want. Okay? And just start with some breathing. So we're going to start taking deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you're breathing in, feel the oxygen getting nice and deep down into the lungs. You're trying to feel that rib cage expanding almost out to the side and back towards the floor. Just releasing any tension that you may be holding in your neck and shoulders, your hips, your lower back. And while you're exhaling, just start to do a very small pelvic rock or pelvic tilt, and then you just bring it back to neutral when you breathe in. So just do a little bit of pelvic rocks. To start moving through that lower back. You're just taking your natural curve of your spine and you're flattening it a little bit gently towards the floor, just giving it a little stretch. Remember, it's not like a really intense kind of jamming your back into the mat. It's just a very gentle softening. And add a little squeeze into the can every time you soften your back to the mat. So every time you kind of tilt the pelvis, squeeze into the can. And then going from this position all the way into a full shoulder roll. And again, your arms can be wherever you'd like them. So you're going to tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes and abs, and roll the spine one vertebrae at a time all the way up. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink slowly through the spine. So the ribs should start to sink down. Then the area below the ribs will start to touch the mat, then the lower back, and then the tailbone. So you're trying to roll through each section of the spine, one vertebrae at a time, squeezing through the can and the glutes as you roll up to get that connection in the inner thighs and the glutes. One more time. Perfect. Now keep the can in between the legs. You're in neutral pelvis, hands come behind the head. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up, and then inhale, release. For our chest lift, for our ab prep, as we prepare your abdominals for the rest of the exercises. Give that can a squeeze every time you lift. So you'll feel those inner thigh muscles work a little. Then you're going to lift and rotate. And I'm going to get you to reach your hand to the outside of your knee and down, just so you know you've got that little bit of rotation. I always think as you rotate, you're almost pressing into one shoulder blade. Go back to regular curl, so both hands behind the head. Crunch it out for 10 more. Squeezing into the can to make sure those hands are supporting your head so your neck isn't taking on too much strain. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Perfect. And then take the can out, grab both of them in your hands. Arms are going to reach straight up to the ceiling, palms facing in. And I want you to think, okay, so you're neutral in your pelvis, the back of your ribs is still touching the floor. And I want you to think, don't let the ribs pop up or your back arch. And you're going to open one arm behind you, one arm towards your hip, and then you're going to scissor them. Exhale, open them again. So the idea with this kind of arm scissor is obviously you're moving through your shoulders. But as your arms separate, open, the tendency will be to lift the ribs, and that will, allow you to feel like you've gotten further back
but all you're doing is arching your back to get your arms open wider. So you want to keep the rib cage closed. Now we're going to do both arms. So exhale both arms, inhale up. That's where you'll really feel the tendency to want to let your ribs lift up to the ceiling. So just think abdominals, squeeze. Then we're going to follow with an abdominal curl. So your arms are going to reach back. As they reach forward, you're going to curl up. You're going to reach back, and you're going to curl up. And back, and curl. Now I hope you guys are paying attention today, because we're going to do a third edition here. As your arms go back, your bum's going to lift. Then your bum's going to lower as you curl up. Squeeze. So it's exhale, curl. Exhale, lift. Two more. Keep sliding down the mat here. One more. Perfect. And then bring both legs straight, arms to the ceiling. Lower the arms as you let the head and chest lift on your exhale. And you're going to try and roll yourself all the way up, reaching to the feet, but keep the arms lifted. So you've got that nice flexion. Then restack the spine up, reach the arms up. Open and twist to one side and the other. Reach the arms up. Now it's more difficult with your arms reaching to the ceiling, so if you want to, you can bring them in front of you to roll down. Okay, so it's up to you on the difficulty level here. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, stack and open the arm, and reach the arms. Exhale, open one, two. Keep the arms either reaching or forward as you roll it back. You're trying not to drop back. You're trying to control the roll back. Reach it up as you stack. Exhale. And again, rolling back. You're trying to roll through each section of your spine. Two more. Reach for the stretch. Restack it up. Rotation each side. And then arms reaching or arms forward to roll back. One more time. Fabulous. And then bring yourselves all the way back up. And I'm going to get you to place the cans near the front of your mat. You're going to be lying on your stomach with your wrists on top of the can. Okay, so your hands should be just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Legs are shoulder width apart. Head is just slightly lifted. And then I want you to very gently press your pubic bone into the mat. But remember, with this one, you don't want to use a lot of legs. So your legs shouldn't be lifting. You shouldn't be clenching your butt cheeks. So try to keep the lower half of your body fairly quiet. And on an inhale, you're going to start to let the head and chest lift slightly. And then on an exhale, you're going to roll the weights towards your fingertips. Inhale, roll them away. You do that 3 times. You roll and reach. One more time, roll and reach, and then lengthen as you come down. So inhale up, exhale, 1, 2, 3, and lengthen as you come down. One more time. And release it down. Now bring your feet wider than your mat, so your heels can drop in. Okay, now your legs can be active. So glutes and thighs are squeezing, pubic bone is still pressing towards the mat. You're going to inhale, start to lift your head and chest, and if you can roll all the way up, as long as your pubic bone stays in contact. And then you exhale to reach it down. This is the full back extension through the lower spine. So inhale up, and again, you don't have to come up as high as I am. It's all what your lower back will likes, right? If you're up here and that's good, then you stay there, okay? Glutes strong. I am by no means overly flexible, but it did take me a while to be able to come up into this position comfortably. Couple more. It's a great way, if you've got a tight back, to stretch it out. 2 more. 1 more. Perfect. Now bring yourself up onto the hands and knees. One weight can just go away. Now this one you just have to, it's going to be used to be rolled. So you're on in your tabletop position, and you just bring the can to, so it's left hand, back of your hand on top of the can, and you're going to roll the can away as you twist through your spine. So you're using it similar to a foam roller. So it's an exhale, inhale, exhale. It's just allowing you can do it by just sliding your hand. It's just like a little bit nicer with the can. It's just a little bit more fluid as you roll. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and then you go and do the other side. So same thing, you're rotating and reaching. So your hips aren't really moving around, your legs aren't really moving. It's more of a rotation through your rib cage. It's our spinal twist. Sometimes we do them lying down, sometimes standing. 2 more. This is just a really nice way to stretch out. 1 and 2. Perfect. And then just come into your tabletop, no cans needed. Tuck the tailbone under, tuck the ribs up, let the head drop, and just get that really nice cat stretch. Sit towards your heels in this position. Perfect. Love it. And then we're going to go into a little ab series. So you can do this with or without the cans, especially if it gets into your neck. Just drop the cans. So you're lying on your back. Arms are going to be reaching straight up, imprinted, so pelvic tilt. Legs are in tabletop, but they're hip bone distance apart. Curl the head and shoulders up and reach your arms on a kind of a 45-degree angle. And then I want you to reach one leg out. Switch, switch, switch. Perfect. So this is our single leg stretch. 4 more like this. 4, 3, 2. Now you're going to add the arms, so reach back and in. Back and in. For 5, 3, 4, 5. Now bring both legs together. Exhale, reach both arms back and in. The lower the legs go, the harder this is. Your lower back should be touching the mat. 5 more of this one. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. 1. Drop the weights, bring your head down just for a second into our third one, which is the oblique. So hands come behind your head this time. Exhale, bend one knee, turn to the bend knee and switch. Last 2, 1, 1, and 2. Bring it all the way in, hugging the knees towards the chest. Fantastic. Now bringing the feet down, hip width apart. We're going to work on our shoulder bridge, so a little bit of hip movement. So arms are going to rest, palms down, chest is still wide and open. Squeezing through the glutes, lifting the hips up. Okay, so the knees haven't opened. You want to keep those knees tracked in line, and then lower back down. So squeeze through the glutes, press the hips up. This will, believe it or not, help stretch through those hip flexors that are short or shortened all day while you're sitting in a chair. Abdominals are working, right? Now lift up and hold it. Exhale, bend one knee in over your hip. Bring it down. Other leg. Just like our marching. So the hips stay lifted. Focus on the glutes staying strong. One more on each side. And then I want you to roll the spine back down all the way through. And just kind of rock the legs side to side for a second. Then we're going to work a little bit through the ankle. So we're going to stay in the shoulder bridge position. Lift it up so the hips are level, glutes are strong. And then exhale, lift one heel up and down. I know you can't see your feet, but I want you to try not to roll into your baby toe. So just try to be aware of pressing the weight more in the thick part of the ball of your foot. If you're comfortable with this one, you can do both heels. So up and down. So you're kind of driving the weight into the heels, or into the balls of the feet, I should say. Glutes are staying strong. The hips really aren't lifting too high. It's a little bit of movement, but it's mostly for the ankles. Now hold yourself up on the balls of your feet, then march. So now you're up on the balls of the feet. 2. A little bit different, right? 3. 4. All the way to 10. 5. Glutes should still be strong. 6. 8. 9. One more. 10. Balls of the feet still. Heels are lifted. Then lower both heels down. Roll the spine all the way down. Oh yeah. Hug both knees into your chest. Rock yourself side to side. And then because we're down here, I'm going to get you to do a figure 4 stretch, which is a great stretch. Ankle on your thigh, pull the legs in, especially if you are sitting down all day at a desk. This muscle, always tight. And then you're going to switch legs. And then to come up, just hug your knees in and roll yourself up. Bring your legs nice and straight, or as straight as you can get them sitting up tall. So I want you to be right on top of your sit bones. So if you can't sit straight with your legs straight, then bend them. Hands resting on your shins. Take a deep inhale. Think of the top of your head reaching to the ceiling. Exhale, let your chin sink to your chest. Tuck your ribs in and just slowly flex forward, reaching towards your feet. Take a breath in, and then restack the spine on your exhale. All the way up. Take another inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale. Exhale, up. This time we're going to roll towards one leg. So take a deep breath. Both hands are on one leg. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale. Exhale, up. One more time on that leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, flex, reaching to the outside of that foot. So really stretch it through. And restacking up. We're going to do 2 on the other side. And take your time. Just trying to stretch both sides of that spine out. Take another deep breath. Come back to the center. Take one more inhale. Exhale, flexing forward through the spine. One last deep breath in. Exhale, restack that spine up all the way through. And you're done. Fantastic. Hope you enjoyed that. It kind of got you moving a little bit, and hope you enjoy the rest of the day at the office. Take care, and I hope I'll see you soon.